Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is May 28th, 2019. Shout out to my man Carl Dalkey for the song request Ice-T Cop Killer off the Body Count album. And this is a little bit before my time, but I'm definitely aware of this song. It was a lot of controversy around this song, but hey, we're gonna play it. I found it. It wasn't on Google Music, but I found it online, so we're gonna rock out to that today. Thanks for the song request. What's good, people? Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. Today we are going to look at something that a VC brought up, a Silicon VC, saying that Bitcoin is going to go to $500 or below. He essentially is saying that in the short run it may sustain, but in the long run it's going to zero, simply because there will be other technologies that come out that are better and improve on what Bitcoin did, and that people should proceed with caution when investing in Bitcoin. So at the end of the day, none of us know. But what I do think that we should pull from this article is the fact that you don't know, and you should proceed with caution. You should not put all of your money into this crypto industry. It's highly speculative. It's very early. A little will go a long way if it does blow. So just keep that in mind. And I think we could take a few things from this article, though I don't necessarily agree with him. I don't necessarily disagree with him. Like, who knows? You don't know, I don't know. And I'm in cryptos, been in it for 6 years now. I still don't know in 20, 30 years if Bitcoin will be around. Who knows? Something will be around, that's for sure. If the world is still here. Even that's not guaranteed, but you kind of get my drift there. We'll take a look at that article. And it really made me think about that, because I saw a video that Silvertooth did, I think last night, talking about, he was very transparent about how he lost over 100 grand in the crypto game by just hodling, not taking profits, thinking that it was going to go further and further and go to 1 million and more than that. And you get wrapped up in these emotions. And I was telling people all in 2017, take profit, take a bump is what I used to say. Take a bump here, take a bump there, all the way up. You're never going to know where the top is. Timing it is almost impossible. The ones that do got lucky. Someone's got to time the top. But overall, you want to just dollar cost average in and dollar cost average out. It's not real until you realize it. So just keep that in mind. And then it kind of pertains to this rally we're having now. You don't know when the top is. 10,000 can be a area of resistance that we may see a pullback to 6,000, and it may take to the end of the year till we get above 10,000. Things don't just go up in a line. 2017 we did see it pretty much go up in a line, but it doesn't mean that it's going to repeat. History can rhyme, but it doesn't necessarily repeat. So it's not going to look the same way it did in 2017. So get that out of your head. Prepare accordingly. Take profits on the way up. And it doesn't mean taking profits doesn't mean you're not a believer in cryptocurrencies. It's just at the end of the day, let's face it, 99.9% of the world runs on fiat currency. And that's what you operate in. You don't get paid in Bitcoin or crypto, do you? At your daily, at your workplace. At the end of the day, it's not realized. It's not real until you take some profit. And taking profit could be to buy in at a lower price, to accumulate more tokens. It doesn't necessarily mean you take out fully, but now more than ever you have the ability to, with a lot of these stable coins are ERC20 tokens now. You don't have to use USDT. You can take profit and hold that in your own ERC20 wallet and wait for pullbacks. You won't time the top. You'll always think that there's going to be a higher high. That's just human nature. So I know I kind of went off on a tangent there, but I just I wanted to definitely put emphasis on that. The second article for today is out of Cointelegraph, and it is about Ivy League universities set to boost the crypto industry with an injection of institutional investment. We've known, and I've covered this a few times, universities like Harvard, Yale, they've invested very small percentages of their endowments in cryptocurrencies, but it looks like they may be ramping up this year going into 2020. So we're going to take a look at that really quickly. And then lastly, this, I can't believe they're doing this. Kik Crowdfunds to support court battle with SEC. So they're looking to raise $5 million from you, the same people that gave them money with nothing in return but a token. Now they want you to give more money to fight the SEC. You can't make this stuff up, people. You know, we're going to take a look at this though, but this is off-putting to me. It would be to me if I was a Kik investor. I'm not. And shout out to my YouTube sponsors, smartcash.cc, voted #1 crypto in Brazil in 2018. They are expanding, looking to enter the U.S. and other markets. So shout out to them. They're one of the channel sponsors. There's a link below to check them out. And shout out to my other sponsor for the channel, moonlambotees.com. Check them out, guys. They have a lot of great merch on their website. You can save 25% off any purchase if you use the promo code CryptoBlood25. They've got hoodies, tees, even prints for the wall, all crypto related for men and women. So definitely check them out and save 25% with CryptoBlood25. I can't wait. I ordered mine last week. I can't wait to get some of my tees and check them out. Before we get started, I got to give a shout out to Michael Rodent in the Webbot room. He put this graphic up, and this kind of will segue into our heat map, but look at the top crypto asset returns as of May 24th, 2019. And this doesn't even include the additional pump that EOS did in the last 2 days, honestly. But look at that. BNB. How long have I been telling you guys to buy BNB? BNB year to date, 449% returns. And guess what else is up there? EOS up 149%. And again, this is prior to the last little run-up we've had in the last couple of days, because this is from May 24th of 2019, which is 4 days ago. So it should be eclipsing Litecoin, or at least Bitcoin Cash for sure. And we know Litecoin is really ramping up. We may be even higher than Litecoin. I'm not too sure, but Litecoin is up there as well, 227%. Kudos to all of you guys who listen to JSNIP4 and selling at $24. It is doing very well, and that's ahead of the halving that's coming up with Litecoin. I suspect this to pull back shortly after that. EOS will probably pull back as well after the announcement on June 1st. Which is in about 5 days. So I just wanted to show you guys that. You can kind of look at all the other coins as well. Maybe some of those are on here that you own, but just wanted to highlight the two coins that I've been very adamant about buying are in the top. Really, they're the top ones that have performed this year so far. So I'm feeling good about that. So I was going to try to show you guys the heat map for today. However, having issues with loading the site within my program. So I'm just going to kind of give you the rundown here. Bitcoin's up 0.36% today. Bitcoin Cash is up 1.5%. Ethereum's up almost 2%. It's still strong. And we've got XRP up 7%. That's crazy. Don't know what's going on there, but it's up huge. I'm still not a fan of that coin. It's definitely not what we consider a true cryptocurrency. And I will stay clear from that, even though I know the gangs will be there. But hey, we want to make sure we're inviting people into economic freedom, decentralization. So that's what we should be promoting here in this community. Not networks that can be frozen by one entity and is held by one entity. EOS is up another 4.5%. It touched $8 today, guys. This thing is on a tear. And I know there was a tweet by the CEO of Block One, trying to kind of calm the hype about what announcement is coming up on the 1st of June. And he's just like, it's not Facebook, it's not none of this stuff, the rumors that were swirling around. So he was trying to calm the hype ahead of this announcement. even though just right after that or before that, Block One purchased millions of dollars of EOS for RAM purposes. It paid off for Rex members, and I'm gonna have someone on to talk about that very thing, Rex and renting and RAM and all that. Probably things that many of you never looked into because you were probably scared away from EOS because of a lot of the rumors and nonsense that was swirling and associated with this project. But I'm here to inform you guys, and I'm definitely going to keep doing that with all projects, not just EOS. Any of the projects, they're good or bad. But the first article, we're just going to do a quick take on it. Kik is crowdfunding $5 million in crypto to help fight SEC. This is insane, people. Canadian-based messaging app firm Kik has launched a crypto crowdfunding campaign to support a likely court battle with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission over its 2017 initial coin offering. The campaign is being launched in the hopes that a lawsuit would eventually result in a new Howey test for crypto tokens to determine which ones are a security. A dedicated website dubbed Defend Crypto has already been set up, allowing supporters to contribute to the fundraising efforts that its founders say is not only to support Kik, but many crypto firms that face potential actions from the U.S. So they're trying to, spin it as this is a community type thing, but come on, man, you ain't fooling nobody. I know what this is all about. You want those individuals that gave their hard-earned money for your ICO to give a little bit more money to help you fight the court case. Not saying that SEC is right. They're definitely not right in how they're categorizing and going after ICOs. But come on, man, you gotta cough up that bread yourself. People have given their hard-earned money. They've given enough money, and I don't know if giving to Kik's campaign is really going to ultimately help everybody in the community. That's a stretch. You guys let me know. I just wanted to give you guys that update since I just talked about Kik the other day. Maybe they should have incorporated it in Wyoming or something, right? Montana or one of those crypto-friendly states. But at any rate, you guys let me know your thoughts about Kik's move in doing this crowdfunding campaign. I don't know. I think it's a little ridiculous. First article out of Bitcoin is about Google and the searching for Bitcoin and how it correlates to whether or not we're in that FOMO phase in the markets. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think we are. I think we've got a little bit ways to go. I'm not seeing that FOMO type of activity just yet. So that could mean one of two things. We can always look at a glass half full or a glass half empty. If there's no FOMO and we're, nearing 140% returns in the year, that can mean that one, we're going higher because, the real emotional frenzy hasn't occurred yet. Or we could look at it as we're running out of steam and we're just not there to have the FOMO take us higher. But you guys will have to make that decision on what the outcome of lack of FOMO means for the price of Bitcoin. But this article is saying that even with Bitcoin gaining over 130% since the start of 2019, global interest still appears to be tepid, according to a Google search trend. Data from Google Trends show that global searches for Bitcoin are barely at the same level they were in May of 2017. This trend is despite the fact that Bitcoin is enjoying a bullish revival in 2019, with its price increasing by about 130% since the start of the year. And as you can see, here's the graph. And I talked about in a video a few days ago how there has been an uptick in searches, but if we compare it to a longer time frame historically, we can see where we are with things nowhere near where we were in December of 2017. On a short-term basis, Bitcoin interest as displayed by Google searches is actually on the rise. In mid-May 2019, interest in Bitcoin reached a 6-month high, but has since declined a little bit. Comparing Bitcoin's stellar price performance in 2019 and the level of interest in Bitcoin with search trends during the late 2017 peak period, it is reasonable to conclude that FOMO-driven Bitcoin investment hasn't reached significant levels. One explanation for this relatively low interest level might be the after effects of the 2018 bear market, Cryptocurrency prices plummeted across the market by more than 80%. From a global point of view, Bitcoin's interest might seem muted. However, countries like Brazil, Colombia, Germany, and Argentina are showing significant Bitcoin FOMO. So this section of the article is definitely going to be a contrary to what we're going to talk about in the next article by the Silicon Valley VC, saying that long-term Bitcoin is not bullish. So the fundamentals here in this article say that long-term bullish patterns exist for Bitcoin. It said the FUD peddlers have, of course, not ceased to call any breakout for Bitcoin as another attempt to lure gullible investors into buying the top. Although there seems to be a graveyard-like silence from the Bitcoin bashers ever since Bitcoin surged past 8,000. And here's a here's a tweet by a guy as where is Nouriel now? Talking about Nouriel Rubini. And yeah, he's been quiet, hasn't he? Even mainstream media outlets seem to be reluctantly acknowledging Bitcoin and how the price has gained over the course of 2019. Of course not. It happens every time. In terms of returns in 2019, Bitcoin has outstripped mainstream markets like oil, gold, commodities, S&P 500, NASDAQ, etc., by huge margins. Absolutely. And I mean, look at this. Gold, 0.04%. I'm sorry, Peter Schiff, you cannot continue to let your people, your investors, lose like this, man. It's insane, man. It's insane. Look at this. There's not even anything remotely close to the returns Bitcoin has done this year. Now, granted, you will say that Bitcoin has lost 80% of its value in 2018. Absolutely. That is definitely true. However, another doubling from here will be very close to all-time highs, and it's not, out of the realm of possibility. The article goes on to say the fact that FOMO isn't driving the current bullish run further solidifies the argument that Bitcoin is a more mature asset now than in previous years. As reported by Bitcoiners, technical indicators point to a long-term bullish pattern for Bitcoin, albeit with a slight retracement before things truly take off. Permabulls like Max Keiser even have a price target of 28,000 by the end of 2019, which would mean a new all-time high for the top-ranked cryptocurrency by market capitalization. Keiser isn't the only one who sees an all-time high for 2019 for Bitcoin. Jaehan Chu, co-founder of Kinetic, says Bitcoin will reach 30,000 before the end of the year. Chu's forecast identifies rising institutional adoption, IPO investor fatigue, and 2020's Bitcoin halving as driving factors for Bitcoin reaching a new all-time high. I mean, I love how people give actual numbers with their predictions on where Bitcoin is going to be by the end of the year. I just believe that it's going to be higher. How much higher? I don't know. Like, once you get past 20,000, you got to start looking at, like Fibonacci extensions, because there's no rhyme or reason for it to go to any price at that point other than looking at Fibonacci extensions. So that's what will have to be done. Maybe those guys are looking at extensions from the 20,000 level. But what I can say is that if there are any issues outside of cryptocurrencies, like geopolitical issues, you'll definitely see a bump in capital coming into the crypto markets. So that could blow those targets of 20,000, 28,000, 30,000. That can blow that out of the way out. It could be at 50,000. So you just don't know. You don't know if there are no black swan events and we go as business as usual in the crypto community to the end of the year. I can see higher prices for sure. Maybe trying to test 20,000 again. At least we do know that 20,000 is a mental marker for the community. Or we could stay at $10,000, $12,000. Very possible. You can never negate that as a possibility. We'll have to see what happens though, people. What do you guys think? Do you think this lack of Bitcoin searches on Google has any indication as far as where we are in this bull run? Do we have more to come, or are we kind of losing steam here? As we've seen, Bitcoin searches have tapered off a little bit. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll have that discussion. Third article for today is out of News BTC, and it is about a Uber angel investor predicts Bitcoin price will fall to 500. This guy Jason Calacanis is saying that Bitcoin will fall anywhere between 0 and 500 in the future, according to him. The prominent venture capitalist said on Wednesday that the world's largest cryptocurrency operates in a manipulated market. He further discussed the possibility of new emerging technology replacing Bitcoin that would eventually hurt its long-term fundamentals as an asset. He said it's possible Bitcoin is built to last, but not probable. So keep your position to an amount you're willing to lose, suggested Calacanis. For most, that's 1 to 5% of net worth. Now, I have to say that what this comment here that Bitcoin, it's possible that Bitcoin is built to last, but not probable, is a very true statement, and I'm comfortable with that, and you guys should be comfortable with that as well. There's no guarantee with this, right? So is it possible? Absolutely. It's looking very possible, and the longer it exists, the longer we can say that Bitcoin is going to last. It's been 10 years only. Remember that, only 10 years with this technology. But is it probable that it will last? Not too sure. So that part of his statement I can agree with. The statement appeared in the wake of growing buying sentiment noted lately in the Bitcoin spot market. The asset, which had slipped more than 70% last year after establishing a historic high at circa 20,000, made one of the most significant comebacks ever seen in both nascent and traditional markets. Bitcoin's rate in the US dollar markets posted a maximum rebound of 186% in just 163 days as of May 27th. In comparison, the Nasdaq and S&P 500, which also published their worst performance in a decade in 2018, rebounded by a dwarfed 23% and 25% respectively. Calacanis argued much of the Bitcoin bullish bias that sent prices skyrocketing, predicting that early holders would exit their position at suitable peak formations while leaving the new bag holders behind. He says it's possible that the early holders will clear their positions to a new group of global refugee seekers, making it built to last. He also says, I put that at 30% right now. Energy consumption, hacking, regulation, and a better version are likely negative scenarios. I bundled those at 70%. So he's got a 70-30% ratio here that it will fail in the long term due to energy consumption, hacking, regulation, and a better version. And so it goes on to talk about the Bitcoin community reacting. The bearish outlook presented by Calacanis met criticism from the Bitcoin community, with many arguing that the prediction relied on a fictional phenomenon. Meanwhile, prominent crypto analyst Parabolic Trav said Bitcoin's scarcity and resilience as an asset is adequately strong to sustain its dominance in the crypto markets. Unless a new technology will achieve perfect scarcity, a la free market, any goofy features don't matter and will do nothing to dethrone Bitcoin. So the thing I have to say, there are arguments on both sides, both good arguments as well. One thing I will have to say is that what makes Bitcoin unique here is that we don't really know who created it. So it kind of gives that removability as far as the owner of it, the creator of it. So it almost feels like the people's currency in a true way. So that's one thing that we can never replicate at this point. Someone can come out with a new coin tomorrow, and if we don't know who made it, there's going to be some skepticism, and there won't be that traction. Like, because Bitcoin had that first mover's advantage, I think it had a unique scenario to grow out of. And so that's one thing that, to the Bitcoin believers is a positive, that we don't know who created it. Therefore, it gives it a unique advantage over any new technology that comes out. If we're going to use it as a store of wealth, I think that it's fine. And we can scale. There are scaling solutions. There's even a scaling solution for a faster way of transmitting Bitcoin over the EOS platform. So I'll talk to you guys about that in more detail later. But, you've got Lightning Network. I don't believe in that solution. They haven't really proven anything yet. Very early days of Lightning. So how long is that going to take? I don't know. But, at the end of the day, I think it is a compelling technology that so far, so good. I'm telling you, it's a revolutionary. It's changed our mentality, many of us, our perception of what money is. And then lastly, I think, just to kind of comment about this article, with the big guys getting in, even though I don't like it, Wall Street, Fidelity, and all of these custodial accounts, it's going to kind of position Bitcoin to be that one. As long as there isn't any like catastrophic buzz, it's going to position itself to be too big to fail at that point. Too much capital behind it to fail. Too much vested interest in it for anyone to change course and go to another cryptocurrency. So we'll have to see what happens. You guys let me know your thoughts on all of these articles that were covered today. That's pretty much it though for today, ladies and gents. Shout out to my man Carl for the song request again. Cop Killer, Ice-T, Off That Body Count album. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Click that bell, all that good stuff. I'm out of here.